Hey guys! Oh my gosh, I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna give a second for people to hop on. This is weird not being on my normal Instagram. I'm like on my secret Instagram over here. So say hi when you get on. Tell me where you're from, maybe. Tell me maybe how long you've been following. Let me just know a little bit about you guys as you are hopping on. But I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I don't want to keep you guys for ever. And I'm super wordy because I just get so passionate. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been like an hour. I told my husband tonight, he took the kids for a drive and he goes, I was like, I'm only gonna be 15 minutes. And he's like, Ashley, in the history of you ever doing a call, I've never known you to make it 15 minutes. So I'm like, this is different. I'm live. I can't keep these people for forever. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. I'm just gonna kind of tell you guys a little bit about myself. So also, let me just start by saying super insecure because I have all these blemishes that popped out. I don't know if any of you guys are breastfeeding babies, but my hormones go crazy when I'm feeding my kids. So just ignore them, okay? Because that's all I can see, but I know that's my thing. So now that we got that out of the way, that's my insecurity tonight. Let's go ahead and start chatting. So I came into coaching, gosh, it's almost been 5 years. So it was November, 3rd or 4th, almost 5 years ago, when I became a health and wellness coach. So, but before that, I was teaching full time. I was teaching middle school and high school Spanish, and I loved it. I went to school. I dual majored in secondary education and in foreign language education. I grew up, I always thought I was gonna be a teacher. Played teacher all the time. My sister and I would dress up and I'd write, pretend math problems and stuff on the board. And I just always thought that I would be a teacher. Somewhere along the way, I found myself waking up and depressed might be the wrong word, but just down and out and just really not feeling like myself. And so that I was a newlywed. We've been married, for a little while and a little over a year. And I started to get so just frustrated with life. I would be so depressed putting my feet on the ground every morning. My commute was over an hour both ways. And I hated it. I absolutely dreaded getting up. So it wasn't so much the teaching that was draining me. It was really just all of it combined. Okay. So I was just I found myself in a place where I just felt very, just not passionate. I didn't love what I was doing anymore. And I hated that feeling. I'm a fairly upbeat person. I'm pretty optimistic. I hate feeling in a depressed state. And so that's kind of where I was at. I wasn't searching for coaching. I was not searching for this at all. If you guys have heard me tell my story at all, we were, gonna start trying to have our first baby. And so I knew that I wasn't gonna want to stay home, or I wasn't gonna want to go to work. I wanted to stay home with my kids. I grew up with a stay-at-home mom. I was blessed to have her there all the time. And I loved that. I wanted to do that. However, I also love to work. I am a workhorse. I find a lot of value in doing something for myself, and that just reminds me that I'm doing something with my day, and I just find a lot of pride in that. So I was kind of this weird in between. It was I want to be a stay-at-home mom when my kids, come to life, but I also love working. And so how can I make that work? So I started researching all these different things that I could do. And so I'm like, okay, maybe I start an Etsy shop, or maybe I told this story the other night. My husband would come home from me teaching, he would come home after me and he would find me in the garage with big tarps laid out. And I would be spray painting, random jars and boxes. I literally went and got these wooden crates and found stain from Home Depot. I mean, hilarious, you guys. My stuff, nobody would have paid an ounce for anything that I was making. It was so bad. So I'm like, okay, well, I can do something. So I was trying to think of a design business, or I love fitness. I love design. I love decorating. Maybe I could be, all these different things. I'm maybe I could do all these things. And I realized that I was gonna have to go back to school for most of those things to get certified, or pay for a certification, or go take classes for it. And so nothing really seemed like the avenue that I really needed or that I was looking for. And none of them really seemed like the super passionate thing that I needed. So I continued just doing what I was doing, going to school, found out I was pregnant. And then I had been a part of a community online. Maybe give me a wave or raise your hand if you guys have heard of Tone It Up. And so I was already starting to, I'd always gone to the gym. I loved to work out, but I was one of those girls that would go for hours. And I would be super insecure when I walked in. I don't know if you guys have like walked into the gym and you feel kind of insecure, like looking at, you're just sizing yourself up, right? You're looking at everyone else around you. There's all these big weightlifting people and you like have no idea what to do on some of these like weight machines and stuff. That was me. And I would spend like, an hour trying to get the amount of calories I wanted on the elliptical or on the treadmill. And then I would do weights, but it was like, I pretty much did the same thing because I was like, oh, I just do legs. Like I want to have nice legs. And so I would just spend so much time doing all the things that really didn't do much. And I had started, after we had been newlyweds, hey Jess, I see you. I had started doing Tone It Up workouts and I loved them. It was this new weird concept of working out at home. So I would wake up early and I would start doing them at home. I would take some printables with me to the gym, and I still found myself in this trap though of spending hours at the gym and just not really feeling like I was getting any results. And so, but what I loved was that there was this accountability. I created an Instagram for the first time and I started posting workouts, like little gym selfies, little workout selfies. I started talking about my workouts. And I started to build up a community of women around me that were doing the same thing. We all were checking in and I loved that. And so that was kind of where I got introduced to this idea of sharing my journey, connecting with other women doing the same, and just finding some commonality between us. So along the way, I was invited to a couple different coaching webinars, sneak peeks, whatever you want to call it, similar to this. And a few times I had been invited and I really was put off by the way I was invited. It was very icky to me. I didn't like it. And so, it just wasn't the right time. So I said no. And then for some reason, there was a girl that invited me and I just, it was after I tried to do all my Etsy crap and try to figure out how to be successful. And so I said yes for some reason. So I joined a group and I started listening to the videos. I started hearing about coaching, what this coaching thing was. I started hearing from different women, hearing their stories. And I found myself crying watching this one girl's video. She was a teacher. She had 3 kids and she was sitting in her car tearing up, talking about how that year after summer, she was not going to go back to teaching, and she had built up her business enough for her to not have to go back, and no longer would she be missing racing off to school and a sitter or somebody else taking her kids to the bus stop. And I remember just like bawling because I'm like, I can see myself in that story. And so that is when it all started. From there, my husband and I researched the heck out of Beachbody. We learned all there was to learn about it. Were there valid products? Were there, was this stuff all legit? And so we did a lot of research because I'm very skeptical, as is he. And so that's what we did. We learned all about it and made the decision that I would go ahead and start. And my husband always told me from the very beginning, he's like, if anything, at the very end of this, let's just give it a couple months. Like, we don't know anything about this. You have no idea what coaching is. Like, you've only heard of Shaun T because he did Insanity when we were engaged. He's like, if anything, if the worst comes to worst, at least you feel a little bit better, you get a little bit more fit and healthy, and maybe you make some friends along the way. And that has always stuck with me because he believed in me. We were skeptical. We didn't know anything about this. But he said at the very end, at the very, minimum, I hope that's what you get out of it. And that will be money well spent. So that's kind of where I started. I desperately wanted to stay home with my kids, my future kids. We found out that I was pregnant a month after I became a coach. And from there, right at the very beginning, I started sharing. It's very uncomfortable for me. I was not a social media person. I was that person who would like bulk upload like 90 photos from like family Christmas and that was it. So I had no social media experience really, except for starting to share a little bit of workouts with Tone It Up. So that's where I started, right? I had no idea what I was doing, no background in anything. You may not get that with me right now, but I am like the shyest person ever. I'm so introverted. And so sharing my life and thinking like, do I have anything to offer? Like absolutely intimidates me. So this is like the last thing I thought I would be doing. And it's also the last thing I really like I didn't need to add anything else to my plate. I was so busy. I was commuting over an hour each way. I was gone like 13 hours a day. And for some reason, all of a sudden, life started to get more clear. I was more productive. I started to experience just a better relationship with my husband. Like I said, I was in this very depressive, just down and out space in my life. And I hated waking up every morning and going to do what I was doing. And I was taking it out on my husband. We were fighting a lot more. He was frustrated trying to fix things for me. And it just was a negative space as newlyweds, a year in. And so like within just days, like weeks of starting my coaching journey, I joined an accountability group. I started working out consistently, doing these at-home workouts that everyone was talking about. I started to get results because I was following this simple meal plan, these simple workouts that I could do. They were simple to do at home, 20 to 30 minutes. And I was actually doing it. I wasn't feeling so strapped for time. I was loving sharing my journey in our accountability groups, getting to connect with other women, personal development. If you guys don't know what that is, that's like, reading books and listening to podcasts and things that are like self-help things. I did not grow up like going to counseling or talking about our feelings or anything. It was kind of something that you just stuffed away and we didn't really talk about things. And so that was like a new concept to me, and like just me working on myself and learning how to be a better person, a better human, a better spouse, and a better friend, a better just person in relationships with communication was just monumental. And my husband, like over the course of weeks, was like, who are you? Like, why do you want to talk about your feelings? Why are you not getting mad about everything? Why are you not frustrated? Why are you so happy? And he started to see this change in me. And that's when I knew, I'm like, I have to share this with other people. I have to share this with other women because holy moly, like I can't imagine how many other women out there are feeling like I was feeling, down and out, depressed, hating going to work every single day. And I just knew that I had something that I could share with other people that could possibly be the solution to help them live a happier, more empowered, more joyful, vibrant life that was full of, belief in themselves, liking what they see in the mirror, having amazing friendships, having better communication and relationship with their spouse. Just so many things change. That's like all the stuff. Yes, like financial and, getting to travel and do cool things. That's all amazing. But like, that's the stuff that I was like, I have to share with people. I have to share this with other women because I know that there's so many people on the other side of the screen feeling the way that I was feeling, and I just can't have that. So that was a whole long-winded spew of how I got here, how I started, because I went from here feeling so just in life to feeling so just joyful and vibrant and having this thing in my life that made so much sense, and it made so many things better physically and emotionally, relationally, financially. So many things changed. So I jumped in full force. I loved my accountability group. I said, all right, screw it. I'm going to be bold. I'm going to share my journey. I'm going to help other women. I started sharing the heck out of it. And I started to grow my team. I started to talk like this and share my story and invite more women to join me. They started to share their story, and they had more people starting to share their story. And it just created this absolute huge wave of people inspiring other people. My little slogan is to inspire and empower. We became inspirers and empowerers. I say that like 10 times fast. But we started to share our story with other people, and we are now one of the top teams in the company. We have been for 5 years, and it's just incredible. It's allowed us to have this platform to share so many different stories of so many different women, and it's just been incredible. So let's talk a little bit about details. So I'm like, I got my notes up here, otherwise I'll forget everything. So coaching, what is coaching? Like what do I really do? You guys see me share my story every single day. I talk about what I do, my routine, that kind of stuff. But coaching really is based on 4 different things. One of them is being proof of our products. And all that I mean by that is just showing up, sharing your journey, doing our amazing workouts, talking about our amazing nutrition plans. There's just so many resources that we have that help people just simplify living healthy. This is not about dieting. It's not about removing things and trying to starve yourself of different things. It's about finally living and having a plan that is just simple for success and helping you get amazing results and just feel good and feel confident. I've been doing these at-home workouts. I shared a couple pictures yesterday in my stories. I've been doing at-home workouts and following nutrition plans like this since I started, I haven't stepped into a gym except for like if I'm, traveling or something and need to do it in a gym. But I haven't had a gym membership or anything like that in almost 5 years. So that's through 3 pregnancies, 3 postpartum journeys. I'm now 8 weeks postpartum with our 3rd baby. And this has been what I have committed to. And it's been so transformative. So that's one of the things, is simply just doing our workouts and using our products and our programs. And that doesn't mean you can't still have other things that you love. We've got a lot of girls on my team that love CrossFit still and train for marathons and do bar program workouts. And there's so many other things that you can do in addition to still really talking about the awesome programs and products that we have. So that's one thing. The next thing that coaching is really grounded on is connecting and inviting people and following up with them. So that might be like the thing you're like, oh, I don't want to feel like a salesperson. I don't want to have to sell things. Okay, that was me too. So from the very, very beginning of when I just became a coach, I said, okay, I want to share my journey as if somebody is coming to my page and I am like handing in my journal and I'm saying, here, read about my day, read about what I'm doing, read about what's working for me. And so that's what I did. I started to share my journey like it was a page out of my journal every single day. So that is something that worked for me, and that is how I train my team, connecting with people. It's a relationship business. It is a place for you to share, connect with other people, and if they're wanting more information from you, then invite them to join you. And that's one of the second things that coaching is really grounded on. The third thing is personal development. Books, podcasts, that kind of self-help thing that I just talked about, but just learning how to, if you're in a position where now for me, like I'm in a leadership position, so I'm doing personal development that feeds me as a leader. Maybe you need to work on your inner self-doubt. Maybe you need to work on self-love. Maybe you want to learn how to be more bold in inviting and talking to people about things that you love. There's so many ways to use personal development, but really working on yourself is a huge part of what coaching is. And like, who doesn't want that, right? Who doesn't want to get amazing results with awesome programs? Who doesn't want to share about it and invite other women to do this with them? And who doesn't want to work on themselves so that they can have happier relationships? Like, that's amazing. And then the fourth thing is recognizing. So just when you start growing your own team and you start sharing and encouraging people to join you and helping them on your journey, recognizing people is a huge thing. I don't know about you, but if you've ever been recognized in a job or in a position, it feels amazing to feel like you're doing a great job. So that's something that's really important to my heart and to my team and to the company that we work for. Recognition is a huge thing. All right, let's talk about money. So I know that's always a question that I get. How do you make money? How did this become a business? So for me, like I said, I became a coach the month before I found out that I was pregnant. That was in November, so November 3rd or 4th. I can't remember exactly which day. By the next summer, I had turned in my resignation. I had not filled out my contract for the next year. Obviously I was paid through the end of the summer, but I turned that in and I said, I'm going full-time with coaching. And so at that time, I was pretty much making what I was as a coach. So, which was like mind blowing. My husband was like, I'm sorry, what? But I'm like, I absolutely loved it. So, I was matching my teaching income about, 9-10 months in. And so that is amazing. And that was through a lot of heart and a lot of hustle and a lot of working in the morning and in every crack of my day and all that kind of stuff. But it was something that I loved. And it was, again, all this self-work that was making me a better person. And so that is what I started with. So when you are talking about coaching and you're wanting to know what income looks like. So basically as a coach, you make 25% commission off of anything that you sell. I like to say share, anything that you help somebody with, you do make a 25% commission on that. So that's amazing. That's a really easy way to kind of build up an income. But then there's a couple other ways. As you start to grow your team, you've got different, bonuses that you can make as you are helping your team grow to empower more people and inspire more people and grow. You have these weekly bonuses that you get. There's quarterly bonuses you can earn. And then aside from all of just income related stuff, there's so much recognition, like I said. So personally, I host 2 retreats a year that my husband and I sponsor, and anyone who meets the qualifications, it's fully expense paid. You come, we spoil you with all kinds of stuff, training, leadership stuff, gifts and team building things. And there's also things like, yearly trips that you can earn every single month as you're helping people. There's monthly gifts, like I said, for helping people. What else? There's just all kinds of stuff like that. But the biggest thing to know is that your main income comes from 25% commission off of what you help people with. And then as you grow your team, everyone together creates volume, which turns into some monthly bonuses. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about fears. And you guys can drop questions too, because I've gotten a lot of questions and I'm going to try to tackle them at the end here. But I've had a lot of people just share fears or share things that they're worried about. Who would even care about me sharing my journey? Like, I don't have a good enough story to share. I don't have a huge transformation. Or, I'm terrified of sharing on social media. Or, I'm not fit enough to be a coach. Or I can't share, my kids on social media, so I'll never be successful. Those are all just silly little lies that we tell us. That is Satan creeping in saying that you are not good enough, because there's so many things that we're fearful of. But you guys, this business is the bomb. It can be anything that you want it to be. And that's what I love so much about it. You can literally utilize it as a platform to share what you're passionate about. For me, I don't share every single day just about workouts and, drinking my superfoods and eating healthy. I eat a very balanced life. I love chocolate. I love sour candy. I share about my faith. I share about fashion and things that I love. I share all the time about motherhood. It becomes a platform for you to just share and connect with other people on anything that you're passionate about. You create your own brand, and then how amazing is it that behind you, you have an amazing company that supports you and gives you these amazing products, so that when somebody's watching you and says, I want to do what you're doing, or I want to feel like that, I'm feeling like this, I want to feel like you, what are you doing? Then you have an amazing company that gives you these awesome programs and products and business tools to help them. You don't have to store it at your house. You don't have to have all this inventory. You don't have to go and search for the answers or get a certification. We provide you with amazing resources to use to help people. And that's like one of the coolest things to me. I love that. So, and then as far as being fearful of sharing on social media or what you have to share, what you have to do to be successful, again, I tell all my coaches that this is your business. So you do what you feel comfortable with. I'll share with you what I think are kind of some non-negotiables or things that you need to do to be successful, but I will take you through an entire training. I will help you learn how to use social media. I will help you learn how to share your story. I will help you learn how to get outside of your box and start doing things that make you feel a little bit uncomfortable, but that you just need guidance on because it's uncharted territory. You don't know how to. So if there's one thing that I could say, it's to let your faith be bigger than your fear. And that sounds so cliche, but really, if you are sitting here watching and you feel an inkling, you've been watching, you want to know more information, you feel this tug, that's important to notify. That means that there's something inside of you that wants to do this. And you have to just go with it. Just believe it and push the fear aside, because you're gonna learn everything else that you need to learn to be successful. I will be here every step of the way. Maybe the coach that you've been watching has added you here. They're gonna help you every step of the way. And I'll be up here like Big Mama Bear helping you too. So faith bigger than fear. Fear is always going to be there, and that is the thing that will keep you stagnant for the rest of your life. It's like an addiction. It will keep you just swimming in the same spot, doing nothing for the rest of your life because you're afraid to fail. You guys, failure is amazing. It helps you become a better person. It helps you grow. It helps you do something better the next time. So faith bigger than fear. If you're thinking about this and you have a million different things that you're worried about, ask questions, get clarity, and just know that you have so much support and trainings and systems and everything to help you be successful in this business. You're joining a top team. What that means is you're getting top resources and amazing access to all these extra things that you won't even ever touch because there's just so many amazing resources to help you. Okay, so should we talk about how to get you started? So if you are watching this and you're like, okay, yep, I think I want to get started with this. I think I want to try. I'm a little bit nervous. I still have questions, but let me know how I can get started. So if that's you, what you can do is you can reach out to me. So you can send me a DM. You can send me an email based on the link in here in my bio. You can fill out a form. Any of those different ways, you can contact me. Or if your coach added you here, contact them. But what you do to get started is we help you where you are. So we figure out where you're at. Do you need access to our workout programs? Do you need access to superfoods? Do you need your shakes and all that kind of stuff? And believe me, I was like, I'm not a shake person. Like, I eat whole foods. I don't eat shakes when I became a coach. But I have been drinking Shakeology for now 5 years, and it has helped so much with just regulating my body, with giving me something super easy to whip up, especially in motherhood, because I'm a hot mess. I've got 3 kids now, 3 kids under 4. It's crazy, and an 8-week-old. So having easy things that I can whip up that are full of fruits and veggies and superfoods has been amazing. So I'll figure out where you're at, and I'll say, okay, how can I help you get started? So usually I have my coaches start with something called a challenge pack, and basically it's just your package to get you started. Gets you all your new coach materials, gets you access for your year-long access to all of our workouts online. So if you've watched any of my workouts or anything on my main Instagram, Ashley Smith Fitness, that's what you get access to. Amazing workout programs, and those all come with meal plans and resources. And then on top of that, you're getting added into our team. So we'll do a big shout out, a big welcome for you. We welcome you to the team. You get into your new coach mentorship, and you get your little tutorial training. You'll get your kind of 30-day kickstart guide, just everything that you need to be successful, like more training than you could possibly need, more support than you could possibly need. You'll get into some little message threads, and we just kind of get you started. So that is a little bit about that. There are some different types of coaches, and if you're watching this and you're like, man, like you're so passionate about it and you work a lot and you're so, you do so much, I could never do that. I want to just ease your mind and remind you that coaching this journey is all about you. It is all about what you want out of it. I have so many coaches that come in and they say, hey, I want to just be a discount coach. And so what that means is I want to work on myself. I want to work on my journey. I don't know that I really want to host my own things, but I want to be a part of your groups. And I want to work on, maybe starting to share my journey a little bit, but I just kind of want to be in your groups and get support and also enjoy that 25% discount that coaches get. Totally fine. If you want to be a discount, a VIP customer for life, that's amazing. And that's a really cool perk that we have as coaches to be able to offer to our customers and our potential coaches, is that you get to, enjoy the 25% discount on all your programs and products. Then I've also got people who come in and say, I kind of want to be a hobby coach, meaning they do want to kind of go through the New Coach University, my mentorship that I've created. They want to still be in accountability groups. You want to start maybe sharing your journey a little bit on social media. You also want to enjoy that 25% off, but you also kind of want to be set up and ready to go, so that if you have somebody that comes in and says, hey, Ashley, what are you doing? Like, you look amazing, or you're so happy, I want to be a part of that with you, then you can help them get set up and you can earn that 25% commission off of helping them get started. So that's another option. The last kind of coach, the third kind of scenario of becoming a coach, is doing what I do, is becoming a business builder. And that's what I call it, a business builder coach. You can become a member on our team. You will get started. I'll plug you into your training. You'll get into some accountability groups. Hopefully, I will start, mentoring you into hosting your own groups. Of course, you get the 25% discount. You're set up so you can help other people. It just kind of becomes a place for you to really start growing your business. We'll talk about goals, talk about what you want, and go from there. So there's so many different ways to get started. Like I said, it's your journey. You guys, this has been something that I never thought that I would do ever. But it's something that I now can't imagine my life without. And it may sound so silly, but for me, it really saved my life. I was just in a really bad place, and my marriage was in a really bad place. And I hated waking up every day. And that's a really terrible feeling. And so for me, this has been that thing for me that has just brought so much life back to me. It's brought amazing community and relationships. It's given me just a system for myself. It helps me to have a workout plan, have a eating plan that just keeps me feeling good. It fuels my body. And now that I have kids, oh my gosh, this has been my outlet outside of motherhood. And some people may think that's crazy and call me a bad mom, that I need something to like give me some sanity, but it's so true. If you're a mom, oh my gosh, motherhood is hard. You need other people around you who get it, who understand, who you can connect with. Some of the women that I have met from becoming a coach are literally my best friends. We talk every single day. They pray for me. They know me inside and out. We work together, we play together, we go on our trips together. It's just been incredible. And it's an amazing thing that has really transformed my life. It's enhanced so many things and so much about what we do as coaches. You know, when I told you that when I started, I was like, how in the world am I gonna add something else to my plate? But very quickly, I started to realize that what I do as a coach, what we do as coaches, it just infuses itself into everything that you already do. So your routine and your daily life, you naturally start to go about it in a different, more positive and joyful way when you're implementing personal development, when you're eating right, when you're working out and filling your body with endorphins, when you're spending your time with people who are uplifting and who are bringing you a community that is positive and joyful. Naturally, your life just changes. And so that's been what it's been for me. Yes, we've been blessed financially. We've been able to move to a place that we wanted to move to. I was able to leave my teaching job and do this full time, have our third baby that we wouldn't be able to have because my husband had a job that kept him away a lot. And so now he's able to work a job that he loves, that is remote. He can travel with us. He can be with us a lot more than he used to be able to. And there's just so many amazing things that it's blessed our family with. But more than that, it's honestly just given me this amazing thing that I can pour into outside of motherhood during nap time and all the cracks of my day, focused on my kids the most, and then letting this be something that fuels me, helps our family, and just brings amazing community. And it's given me this platform to share my story. It's just amazing. It makes me emotional because I just love it. And I want so badly for every woman to feel empowered, to know that, gosh, that you have a story that matters. I never believed in myself, ever, ever, ever. I was the world's worst believer. I did not believe that I was powerful enough to do something like this, to have my own ideas, to do something outside the box. I never believed that. I thought I had to kind of just live this cookie cutter life, and goodness, that's just not true. So I've now made it my mission to share with so many other women as just passionately and fervently as I can, to just help them know that they are beautiful, that you guys have a story, and that, oh my gosh, that you are worthy of so much more. If you're dreaming of big things and you're just telling yourself that you're not smart enough, fit enough, good enough, can't do it, that's just simply not true. So I love what I do, and I think it's just an amazing opportunity to be able to help more people. So, okay, wow, I kept you for forever. I told you guys I can't stop talking. I get so passionate about it. So if you're still here, I'll answer a couple questions that I did see. So, can you be successful without putting your kids on social media? Absolutely. You can photograph the back of their head if you want. You don't have to share them. I have a lot of coaches that really don't share their kids at all. I do, because it's just kind of become part of my family. This has really become a part of our family, but it doesn't make or break your success. Let's see, a lot of people make fun of network marketing or companies like that. How is Beachbody different? Oh my gosh. 10 times different, because it's not about sales, it's about people. It's a relationship business. It is literally about sharing your journey in effort to connect with other women and other women, but to connect with other people and help them where they are, to meet them where they are in their life and ask, how can I help? What can I do to help you live happier and healthier? How can I help you achieve your goals? That is the cornerstone of what we do as coaches. It's not about, hey, how can I get your money? What can I sell you? It's just not. So that's what I love about it. Your husband hates it when you're on your phone. Oh my gosh, we went through this when I was a very, very new coach. I had to really communicate with him and tell him, hey, So this thing that you let me start, I love it. And I really think that it could be something that could turn into full time. And I think that I could leave my teaching job. Here's my plan. And when I came home from work, I really need for you to support me. And so we just really kind of had to communicate off and on about what that was going to look like. He was watching a show I didn't care about. I was going to sit next to him and I was going to work on my phone or listen to a training. We just kind of made it work. And you're going to go through seasons in your life or seasons in your business where you're more plugged in versus not, but that's something that you plan for. And for me, like I have pockets of my day that I'm unplugged. And when I'm with my kids, I'm unplugged unless I'm taking a couple pictures or videos of them and then I talk about it later. So you set the tone with that. And if it's something that's important enough to you, then that's your job to communicate that with your spouse. Let's see, what was one other question? What is a normal day like? What does it look like? It varies depending upon your goals, depending upon, like what you really want out of becoming a coach. So, for me, I now have a big team. And so a lot of my business is focused on my coaches. Whereas in the beginning, a lot of my business is focused on my own business. It was focused on sharing, on creating some posts and things, on really sharing and inviting people to join me if it was a group that I was creating. But now that I've been a coach for 5 years, the amazing thing is that I've created so many resources for my coaches that it just is so simple for them to be able to create awesome groups to host and accountability groups. I have trainings that help coaches to become successful faster. And, but daily life routine is, like I told you about the vital behaviors, sharing your story, showing up, doing some personal development, sharing your journey every single day, inviting people to join you, supporting your coaches if you have them, just kind of being present. And this is all stuff that makes there's some like terminology and things like that, but that's all stuff that you learn when you become a coach in our New Coach University. And I really go through that with you. So, oh my gosh, I'm like sweating and I'm just getting so excited. So if you're watching this, I'm going to save this. I will upload it probably to like 5 IG videos because, wow, this turned out way too long. And I will put a little question box where you can drop your email. If you're interested and you want to talk about coaching and you're ready to maybe get started or at least start talking more seriously about it, drop your email. I would love to chat with you. I'd love to answer all your questions and just relate to you and help you understand more about where I was when I started coaching and what could this really realistically look like for you. So thank you so much for joining me. Again, my name is Ashley Smith. I don't even think I introduced myself. Hopefully you guys know that, but thanks for being here with me. It means a lot. And as you can tell, I'm super passionate about what I do. I absolutely love it. I love meeting new coaches and I love mentoring my coaches who have been with me from the very, very beginning and who have become some of my best friends. So you guys rock. I hope you enjoyed that. And like I said, let me know if you want to get started. DM me, email me, contact me with one of the forms in my bio here. Either way, I hope to hear from you.